Okay, I'm going to show you this next little section right here. I'll do this and this part. I wasn't as pleased with this one just because I did this in Sharpie because that's what I gave y'all. But if you look at this, these patterns are just way, way, way more fine lined, and that's because I had fine line markers. I mean, like thin line markers. And it does make a difference, but I think it's just as beautiful using the Sharpie that I gave you. But on this particular pattern, it didn't come out as nicely as it did on this. And let me show you, where is that pattern? It's right here. Okay, so that's what this looks like with the thin lines, and then this is with the thicker line. It still looks cool, but it's not as defined as this one right here. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to shade that one. Again, I'm going to use the white color pencil first on the brown part. I think I'll do this part first. Okay, so I want the part that I feel like is closer to me to be brighter. So I'm going to bear down a little bit more. Kind of makes these little, like, I don't know, megaphone shapes or shell shapes. I would say seashell shapes, yeah, that kind of stand out to me. So I'm going to go through and kind of highlight those shapes that I see. And the part that's around it, I'm going to put that in shadow. These to me look like they're sticking out above the rest. Okay, so now I'm going to take my 6B pencil, and I'm going to go in and shade where I want it a little darker, just to give it some depth. All right, now I'm going to get on to the black and white part. Still trying to make the seashell part, the seashell looking shape stand out a little bit more. By not shading them as much. Also, I'm going to take well, first I want to take that tortilla and push that around a little bit, the shadow. So you can see the seashell looking shapes kind of look like they're more pronounced now. All right, let me go back in and brighten up my white. Try not to cover up all your black lines that are there. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go through and put a little bit of blue in that same shadow. Just because I want it to look a little darker. I'm going to do the same thing on the white because this. Okay. Now I'm going to go through with my colorless blender and blend that in. And I think you can see the seashell shapes popping out a little bit. Let me make these, I'll go ahead and do these over here too. Okay, let me put some of this blue in the shadows around here. And then I'm just going to shade these a little bit light, very, very light blue on my seashell shapes. Even on the white part that I did on the brown paper, just to give it a little bit more definition. Okay, then I'm going to go in and brighten up my seashell shapes again with the white. Even on the black and white paper. Okay. Okay. So blend it some more with my colorless blender. And you just keep playing with it until you like it. On this particular case, the brighter the pattern, part of the pattern seems to stand out, and the darker part kind of recedes in the dense distance because it looks like it's in shadow. Okay, so if you look at this, that's how that came out. All right, see you in the next fragment.